just thought I'd make this little video because I've been cleaning up this bit of lead here, and I've just noticed, I don't know if you're going to be able to, oh yeah, that's even better. Look. I've just noticed that this looks like, where's my little style, there we go. So this is like very much like a head to me. Let's see if I can hold this still enough. Because I thought I was just imagining it initially, but then I realised that you've got a nose, a mouth, a chin, an ear, a neck, and then an arm, and it looks like he's got his like thumb up. It looks like he's kind of like doing a thumbs up. If I can see it sort of around there. And then he's got either another arm here, and then his shoulders. Everything's too well in proportion for it really not to be the image of a person. It's kind of quite interesting, and this is on a really old bit of lead that's got a massive amount of corrosion on it, so just be aware this stuff's really toxic. But it could be really old, this. Yeah, you're not supposed to. I just put some vinegar on it and this started appearing, and I was like, oh, that's very interesting. I wonder if it isn't like an actual old, I don't know what lead weight with like, and then I started thinking about like people with their thumbs up, and that's what they used to do in gladiatorial things, isn't it? But you know, like that's, who knows, you know, they have to be dated until for then, but that's something that they were known to do, wasn't it? Thumbs up so that the gladiator survived. But yeah, who knows, I'm going to take this in. I think this is well worth looking into more, but I won't clean it up anymore. I'll leave it alone now that this has appeared. So yeah, could be quite an interesting old find that. Take it easy everyone, but right, I'm just going to make this video to explain why the Romans were here, and this is why. Dragon eggs. Obviously not, but they do look very like it. I'll put them in a box and give them to Khaleesi, shall I? But yeah, these things are actually ironstone nodules. They are formed underground in hollows where iron-rich calcified water fills hollows and then fills these, it ends up creating these things. God knows how long that takes. An awful long time, I should think. But these are why they came, and these are found all over the downs. I found them all on the trackways up to where there probably would have been hill forts, up at like Sisbury, Chanctonbury, all over the place. I found some at Hamsey, and I'm guessing they were just, you know, this is the ore basically, and this is iron ore, and this is what they were here for, trying to use this to create weapons, armour, you know, everything they needed to conquer. And what do you think actually is more valuable to a conquering army, gold or iron? Thought I'd show you around my alchemy lab. I've got a water distiller there, little bread maker, a gas stove, I'm using my notebook here, rolling up area. And then I've got all the loads of different finds up everywhere, and bits of art and crap that my mum did and that I've been doing, various different like projects. And then yeah, these are incredibly old horseshoes I found all the way around Hamsey. So many of them, monsters, some of these things, and they are incredibly old as well. Some, I think that one very old, there's barely anything of it left, but that's an interesting one. I think it might be an ox shoe, a complete one. Pretty rare, that sort of thing. I've not seen one of them before. There are so many of the things and they are massive. And I'll just try and give you something to reference it. Oh, there's a paintbrush. These big horseshoes. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you a couple of items that I've found. This one in particular, because this is really interesting. It's something I found a long time ago. Let's try and get it, there we go, look at that. So this is like, looks like a little creature's eye with a snout. Or it would have had. Well, I have no idea what that is, but it's fascinated me. It's clearly an eye. And really well done. That's really incredible, and I just don't know anything about that. There's a lot of these things I'm really not sure of. Like this looks like the back end of another creature of some sort. Looks kind of lizard-esque, that one, or like a frog or something, who knows. And then this is like weird again, it's just the back end. I found the back end of a pig as well. A little lead pig. Pretty some cool stuff. And then here, I think this is a piece of ore. I originally thought it was a palm guard. These things people used to use to protect their hands when they were sewing fishing nets and that kind of thing, but I don't think it is. I think this is a piece of raw ore, and I don't know what. It could be lead. I mean, obviously it'd be much nicer if it was silver, but I don't know. You test that sort of thing, but who knows. But that's like lead or silver ore, probably lead. There's copper ore. You can even see, yeah. Let's get a focus. Yeah, there's like a little glint of copper in there. That's what copper ore looks like. And then these two things, I have no idea what they are. That is coppery, but I think that was pressed into something long gone. And this is another thing. I'm wondering if it's not just the end of an old nail, but is possibly a stylus. Seems to have like a nib that's not quite working anymore. There we go. It could just be an old nail there. This is the half of all of this stuff. It's like you're just looking for crap. But then I've got loads of cool things. So like there's a Jetton, really nice old Jetton. Not digging the focus. And then hop tokens. What else have I got over here? Those are all bag seals. I used to like seal up sacks, lead seals, and they just crimps over the top. These things are like bullhorn screws to stop you getting gored by a bull. So they just get like screwed onto the top of the bull's horn. Mad stuff that we all sort of forget about. Even existed. It's like a little religious token that I found in Mayfield. Most of the stuff I find is from, let's see if I can get it to focus, is from Hamsey. God, that's annoying. There we go. But this is a really cool token I found in my garden when I was living in Hamsey. And I think there was a church just up the hill a little bit from when I was there. But it's a really nice thing. Kind of like one of the most interesting things I've found, really. Yeah, so you don't often get anything. Oh, this is cool. This is a rose farthing. Come along now. There it is. They're so small, these things. I found a couple of them, but it's amazing that you find them at all. Tiny little coins. It is incredible that they survive. I think that's why they're rose farthings. That nice stuff though. But yeah, this is just like all the kind of other finds that I've got. A fair few of them. But yeah, I'll show you through some other things another time. But yeah, this is just my little alchemy shed where I do all my weird man stuff. My man shed. Yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Take it easy, everyone. Bye. Thought I'd do the second part of my finds because I missed out whole loads of different things here yesterday that are equally as interesting. This one, for instance, I think this is a the top of an old candle snuffer. You know, you just like go. It had like a stick thing that came across here, and then you just use that to snuff out candles. That's really cool. I think that's made out of lead and tin. It's too hard to just be lead, but that's kind of a nice little interesting old find. And then this thing here, this is lead, but it looks like the foot of a pot of some sort, possibly. Pretty old, that I'd say. It's hard to know with things like this though. It's interesting. I think this is the top of a fork, you know, just a bit of a fork handle, but it's made out of lead. So yeah, people just like poisoning themselves with lead in the past. But yeah, that's really quite a beautiful thing. Really lovely. And then this is interesting too. This is a piece of pewter, but I think there's like a design on there. Sometimes your imagination can kind of like create things that aren't quite there, but that looks like the kind of corner of a building to me. I don't know, what do you think? see anything? Almost something there. It's so difficult to really tell. So yeah, that's that lot, and then yeah, I've got so many more inside. I'll show you all my good stuff as well in the next couple of videos, because this is literally just the stuff that's sort of left over. But yeah, the amount of buckles, and wow, it's incredible. And it's, again, really, these aren't the kind of ones that I think are particularly old. Perhaps these two are, mainly because of the amount of corrosion that's on them. But I don't know. It's really difficult to know unless you've got a particular design, which you'll see on the other ones I've got that could be quite old because they're sort of known designs from a period. And then this little thing here, this is kind of cool because it's that's not a hop token. That I think is a money weight. I don't know exactly when from, but they were used, I think, to measure like how much gold or something's there, and it's got a cool little cross on it. So yeah, that's really cool. And these hop tokens are all interesting. I didn't explain that yesterday. So a hop token was what a farmer was paid with. So you go out and I don't know, gather your hops. So there's a hop gatherer, and then instead of getting money, the farmer would give them these things, and that would then give them their meal. So it was like they were sort of printing their own money, and each farm had a different design. So like this one's got like little dots on. And then this one, you have like a wagon wheel design. It's kind of cool. They're all different ones. That's got like a slightly spider webby looking one. And then this one's got like a crisscross pattern. But they're all very different, depending on the farm that you were on. And then this coin is possibly Roman. Often you'll find them like this, where you just can't tell anymore what it was. But you've got like a really, they're not very uniform. There's no like ridge around the edges. They've got like a little, you see that's not that uniform, and it's got a kind of bronze patina. So generally you can sort of work out that that is probably Roman. And this one too, maybe, again, because they're not uniform. If you look at a kind of later coin, everything's sort of perfect-ish. I mean, this one's I don't even know, what is that? Is that oh, it's just a couple, it's a 2-penny, Vicky penny. But yeah, they're kind of much more uniform. And then, yeah, I've got a couple of others in here. That one's quite cool. So this is silver. Really nice. I think that's quite a late hammered coin. Who's that? It's George the III or something. Beefy neck, eh? When's that? 1816, I think. But it's cool when you find a nice silver coin. It's lovely, real, full silver. This is when money had value. The value of the silver, the weight of the silver. Really cool. And then, yeah, I've got thimbles. This is the back of a pocket watch. That's silver as well. It's not worth really anything. There's a tiny bit of gold there for anyone wanting some gold. But that's just a gold leaf. It's not worth anything. Unfortunately, that ring was fake, of course. Yeah, there's not much left there. These are interesting. Worth just showing you these. These are musket balls. I've got so many of them. Musket balls of like varying different sizes and shapes. But yeah, you wouldn't want to get hit by one of them. But yeah, these were found up in Lewis in a valley, and I think that this Canadian Army was stationed there at some point, because there were all these like Canadian Army bed frames that were put down there. But up in the hills there are hundreds of these bloody things. So they were probably using it as like a target practice, or I don't know, like a rifle range or something. And then you've got these varying sized ones. I think some of them are called Grape Shot, and then this one I think, don't know, that might be Grape Shot, although you'd think that it'd be a bit more like a grape, I don't know. But yeah, varying size, maybe they're like pistol balls or something. But yeah, these really heavy lead balls. Anyway, I'll stick them back and I will show you some of the good stuff. I was looking at that yesterday and wondering if it was like the top of a really old spear, if you can see what I can see, but I don't think it is. The reason being is that this area here, there's too much metal there and none there for it to sort of continue in that shape. So it could just be a lump of old iron. This is where you spend half your life with metal detecting, sort of like hoping it's something. It's usually not. There's just a couple of old bullets. I'm really not interested in Second World War stuff. Really just, I don't find it interesting at all. It's another back of another pewter pocket watch, I think. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to, this is cool as well, just last bit. So these are bottle top stoppers that I found, and they used to literally sit in the top of bottles. I think they just, that was like an old cork. And these are some really nice old bottles that I found recently with a friend of mine. I'll just clean them up. And actually this thing is from Hamsey Graveyard. It had thrown down a bank and the guy let me have a look there that owns it, and I'm guessing it's a part of a grave. It's a bit grim really, but I kind of thought it was a bit too sad to just leave it there. I'll clean this up at some point. But yeah, I wonder if it surrounded a grave and then just it got destroyed and chucked over the edge. I don't know. And San Remo is where my granddad used to live. That was the name of their house. I think it means no regrets as well, no remorse. So yeah, I thought that's pretty cool. Now I know what it means. It's like, oh, that's nice. And my mum grew up there as well. So, but anyway, take it easy everybody. I'll get to some really awesome finds tomorrow, but I hope you're finding these things interesting. And this is my notes on the Roman stuff. So I'm going to try and make sure I get all of that in as well, because they're really critical stuff. Take it easy everyone. Bye bye.